City did it. Finally did it. Liverpool 1, City 2. Well, it was 3 really, but we won't go into that until later on. Yeah, fantastic win for City yesterday. I was optimistic before the game, not so optimistic on 70-odd minutes. But we got there in the end. Some very big performances from experienced players, which we'll go into soon. But please remember to like, subscribe, and all the rest of it. Yeah, our first league double since 1937 against Liverpool. Do you know what else happened in 1937? We'll run through a couple of things. Snow White and the Seven Dwarves was released. The Hindenburg disaster happened. The Spanish Civil War intensified, apparently. And the 999 emergency telephone number was introduced into the UK. Heard of that amphetamine-addicted Austrian with the Charlie Chaplin moustache, had they? Good times, 1937. Good times. Yeah, so wonderful. But I want to start as well with talking about some of the coverage that I've had to endure since this morning. First of all, ESPN, Craig Burley and Steve Nicol. I only got 90 seconds into it. Started off with Liverpool were a better team in the second half. Maybe they were, maybe they weren't. I don't necessarily think so. But saying City won't win the league if they play like that. Yes, they will. If City play like that, they will absolutely win the league. If you play that in every match, you'll win the league. No ifs, no buts. Time wasters. So then I thought, right, okay, I'll put on some more friendly, more City-focused podcast. Put on the City Ramble. Now, once you get past all the adverts, the talk, sport promotion, all the rest of it, he started with something along the lines of, well, wouldn't it be typical City to slip up against Fulham? I think it might happen, you know. I've got no time for it. I'm not interested. We might slip up against Fulham. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. But I don't want to wait on Monday morning. Fucking pathetic. Am I the only one in a good mood? I'm still hungover, so maybe I am. But honestly, I can't listen to it. I suppose that's why I make my own. So the team sheet came out. What did we think? I like looking at my Blue Sky messages and sort of WhatsApp messages that I sent out when the team came out. I was broadly happy with it, given the front line. The defence, I didn't like it. Nori at left back. I didn't like it. I don't like him. But by and large, he was good. We'll come on to individuals later. And the midfield three of Rodders, Bernardo, and O'Reilly. It felt safe. It felt like we're not going to do anything as long as they sit there and hold Rodders' hand, which they did. And Bernardo was brilliant. O'Reilly, is there anything this guy can't do? Those two can play almost every position on the pitch. Nothing he can't do. But we'll come on to individuals later. So the game starts, you know, you get all you never walk alone and all the rest of it. And we started. Kusanov got closed down straight away, and I thought, we're giving ourselves problems here. Don't let your car get involved. Don't get busy. Just play it safe. What do I know? First minute, Bernardo plays through to Haaland. Should he have done better? Maybe. But I think that went to Haaland's performance in the first half, really. You think he's a day late and $1 short for everything. You know, that Bernardo knocks it across. Why was it in the back post? The volley maybe should have been there beforehand. And yeah, I thought Haaland was a bit not doing enough in the first half. I thought that was my view. But again, we'll come on to individuals later. But I thought the first 25 minutes was more or less perfect. Marmoush's attempt for a penalty was a waste of time, really. I think I'll quote again. I'll do individuals, but I think he played well, pressed when he needed to. But I think he needs to be a bit stronger. You got to know where you're playing. You got to know who you're playing against. You are not getting what you're looking for at that ground. No chance. But then again, I'm saying Marmoush looking for penalties. Salah, I mean, that man's a disgrace. I know he's been at it for years, and I think I forget sometimes. I don't watch Liverpool as much as when we were going to the league with it. He's always at it. And I'm glad the referee didn't fall for it, or VAR didn't intervene and insert themselves like they did later on in the game. But man's a disgrace. But yeah, half time, I'm sat there happy. happy. We played really well. They've not had a sniff, but you know, something's going to come along. Something's going to happen. But we started great again. Well, long ball up. Alisson comes flying out. Marmouche. I don't want to say you should put your head where people are putting the feet and knees, but could he put his head where someone's putting the feet and knees? I think, Oh, I just backed out a bit. But, you know, the guy's massive here. I'd probably back out. So I'm not going to slag him off for that. But, yeah, he just, that was close. That was close. And then they were probably the better team, weren't they? We had a few chances, a few half chances. Then we had that ludicrous situation where Gay foul, Salah, foul, that's all right. And they're jumping up and down looking for a red card. Are you out of your mind? Are you out of your mind? I mean, the guy's left-footed for one, so he's on his right foot. He's taking at least one more touch. Diaz is there anyway. I mean, he just never a red card. Never. So again, decent decision by the ref. And then they had a free kick. And I noticed at the time, Donnarumma had a two-man wall for that free kick as well. And Salah blasted it over. But I thought, the two-man wall, that looks a bit small. Looks a bit small. And then they get their free kick, which leads to their goal, which... Was it a free kick? I'm not really sure it was, to be honest with you. Bernardo at the time was saying to the ref, who fouled him? Who? And yeah, presumably didn't get an answer, because it looked to me like he just fell over the ball. But he was lining up for the free kick, with the two-man wall. And I don't think that's a mistake. He's taken the view, and if you go listen to Joe Hart on Match of the Day, I think he's really good on this topic. He's not the most charismatic, but he's very, very good when talking about goalkeeping. Donnarumma took the view that, go on then. I want to see this ball. I'll see it and I'll save it. I'll save it. Simple as that. That was the view he took. That was the gamble he took. As it turns out, the gamble didn't pay off. But his view was, he didn't forget to put another man there. It wasn't a mistake. He took a gamble and lost. And that was an inch away from hitting the post, and we'll never talk about it again. But as it turns out, he went in and it flew in and it was brilliant. And I was sat there going, oh my God, here we go again. How many times over the years have we played pretty well at this ground and something's happened? Either they've scored 3 goals in 10 minutes and blew us out of the water, or a penalty, or whatever it happens to be. But we're out. So it's 70-odd minutes, we're 1-0 down, and the league's gone, as far as I was concerned. If we went to 9 points, it's gone, finished, forget it. But he didn't go to 9 points, did he? Mystic Neville, if you watch the Sky commentary in the UK, Mystic Neville, he said, Semenyo, Bernardo or Haaland need to step up. And in the same breath, deflection on the cross, Haaland heads it down, and Bernardo there, like the old Quinn and White days for those old enough to remember. And Haaland really stepped up there. That's what he wants for a minute, a bit more, get in there. And yeah, made up that he managed to get it. I thought he might have been offside, but one look at the replay. Even Van Dijk wasn't appealing for it, so I don't know why I thought he was offside. But yeah, so 1-1, 7 minutes of injury time following primarily the Kusanov injury, which we'll come on to shortly. And Nunes wins a penalty, running for days. I know they're jumping up and down at the time. I think the ball's out of play. They got a penalty similar to that last year. Or maybe the year before when Ederson can run it out. And then we also gave one away at Arsenal, something a little bit similar. So, them's the rules. And when he got it, I don't really care, to be honest. It was a foul. It was as simple as that one. You try that in midfield. Say the ball got out for throwing and someone comes and wallops you like that. It's obviously a foul. So yeah, penalty. I was a nervous wreck. Sat there in my lounge, and I was just sat there. I didn't think he'd score. I just did not think he'd score. I thought he was going to blow this. But he didn't. And that's what you get the dough for. That's why he's on 500k a week. That's why he's the man. He delivers. Money time, and he delivers. So, fair play to him. And then, then all hell broke loose, didn't it? They kitchen sinked it. McAllister's shot deflected. Donnarumma's save. Jesus Christ. I mean, this guy, I love him. He's brilliant. I say there's only so many times I can say the same thing. Not great with his feet, but he's good enough. I know, saves. Jesus, the saves, the punches he was coming for. Gave everything. So he saved. I kept us at 2-1. And then they're in our box again. Someone goes down. There's Sky are saying there's a penalty check going on. Shirky knocks it towards goal. Szoboszlai calls Haaland. Haaland pulls Szoboszlai. Ball goes in the net. Everyone goes mental. And then VAR want to insert themselves into fun, don't they? The fun police. Nino, it's the fun police. What are they doing? I was in Talk Sport this morning, a clip, and they're saying it was disallowed because of Szoboszlai's foul. No, it wasn't. It was disallowed because Haaland pulled Szoboszlai back for the second time. I'm not convinced Szoboszlai would have got that ball anyway. Nico O'Reilly was there, and he just knocked it, would have barged him out of the way, but he got close to it. But what are they getting involved for? The ball rolls in the net. And imagine that was 1-1, and that happens. We're riots. Why are you getting involved there? The referee gave a goal, right? Clear and obvious error. No re-refereeing. That's what they say. That's what they say when they agree with a mate. But when they're not agreeing with a mate, it's something else. It's pathetic. I mean, did Haaland pull him? Yeah, of course he did. Ball's going in anyway. And he got pulled as well. Fucking leave it. Leave it alone. Stop bothering people. But then, Turkey kicks the ball over and it's full time. And then the bubbly came out. Oh, yes. Not wasting any time with that. Stuck into the bubbly, and I'm lost for words as I'm saying this. I thought that we were superb, and I think we can win the league. I genuinely think we can. We'll beat Fulham on Wednesday. Nowhere to no points. We're 3 points behind Arsenal, and they'll start wobbling. If we keep them honest, things will happen. That's my prediction. So we'll go through individuals. I won't take too long on it, but we'll go to individuals. Start with Donnarumma. I spoke about the wall. It wasn't a mistake. He knew what he was doing. It just went wrong. That's how it was. Well, it was a wonder goal, wasn't it? So we've been 2 goals of the seasons, essentially, nearly cost us. Solanke's flick last Sunday, and then that goal there, I'm thinking, this is absurd. These goals that people are scoring against us are absurd. Keep getting anything about them, but it was fine. It was fine. Good, solid game, and that save at the end. Nobody made that save, particularly because of the deflection, and he's done that a couple of times. He did it. He played really well against United, and but going to the radar because he got beat, and there's only so many times he can pull us out the shit. But this guy is some player. This is some player, and whilst James Trafford has improved since he came here, he's not getting in here. He's not getting in. He's just simply not going to be our first choice goalkeeper as long as this guy's around. So, maybe a 60 million transfer to Newcastle or similar is on the cards for Trafford, because there's just no way he's getting in ahead of him, is there? There's no way. There's no way. Right back, Nunes. Again, another solid display from him. Run for days. Great work for the penalty. And really good in possession. Strong. Yeah. I mean, not a lot to say, really, is it, if you watched it? 7.5, 8 out of 10 for him. I thought he was great. And we've been linked with a couple of right backs during the week. I've never heard of any of them. But do we need one? Do we? Probably we do. He can't play every game. They said he played 19 out of the last 20 games, Nunes. The one he missed was United away. In the league, was United away. And we all saw what happened there. So, yeah, we probably do need another option, because Rico Lewis isn't really a right back away from home, is he? Against good teams, or even at home against good teams. So we probably do need an alternative. But who could that be? Could that be Kuzanov? Could we stick Kuzanov at right back? Him yesterday. I said he got closed down the first minute, but he didn't put a foot wrong, did he? I know Neville was jumping up and down saying him and Gay shouldn't be causing themselves problems by passing around at the back, but that's the game, isn't it? And we did it, and we got through several times as a result of it. So keep up the good work. And I thought it was superb. And whilst the circumstances were unfortunate that led to him being subbed, I thought it was a good sub. Bringing Diaz out at that time, whilst may not necessarily made us better, it was good from a leadership and experience perspective. But that injury, Jesus Christ. I watched it once on the replay and I felt sick. His knee, Donnarumma's knee, straight into his side of his face, nose. And he was down for it. Donnarumma straight away, screaming at the physios to get off. And then he was down for ages. And then he's like, Neville, again, I keep talking about Gary Neville. Gary Neville says he looks okay. No, he fucking didn't. He looked the opposite of okay. He was away with the fairies. He didn't know if it's New York or New Year. So he was off with a concussion sub. And fair play, because, concussion is obviously very serious. It was about time football started taking it seriously. The idea that player could just decide to go on the pitch again if he wanted to is absurd. So I'm glad it was taken out of his hands. Remember the Jimenez and David Luiz one the other year? David Luiz drove home after, the other bloke's got a fractured skull, and the other driving home. Absurd. So good that football is finally taking steps to take concussion and head injuries seriously. But Kuznetsov, amazing. Just to think, here's a thought, right? Man United paid almost double for Lenny Yoro. We got Kuznetsov for 30 million. They paid 60 for Yoro. Think about that. Just think about that when anyone says Pep is a checkbook manager or anyone says City trying by success. Think of that figure and let's see how their careers go. And I'll tell you one thing. Kuznov's a lot better in every aspect. Mark Gahey. They were booing him, weren't they? They were booing him. I don't know why. He basically signed up, hadn't he? He'd done the promo stuff. He's there because he waved goodbye to the Palace fans and all the rest of it. If Liverpool didn't pony up the dough, that would do with him. So I don't know what he was getting booed for. It was the amount of blocks, the leadership, the passing, header, superb. Best 20 million? Best 20 million spent in a long time on that. Because I know he's out of contract. I know he was a free transfer at the end of the season. He's only free for one team, the team he chooses to go to. But there's no guarantee he's going to go to us in those circumstances. So put the money down, get it sorted. The cost of doing versus the cost of not doing. Imagine we didn't do it. We're going there with Max Elaine and Kuznetsov. Can have a day off, will you? No chance. Someone needed buying, and we got him. And the red card, I'm not wasting my time. I'm not wasting my breath going any further into that. What's his name? Slot can bang on about it all he wants. He's in trouble. That manager's in trouble. You can tell when a manager's in trouble. He's scratching around and red cards and whatever else. Yeah, I thought he had a whiff of Pellegrini about him, but Pellegrini's all. I don't like the word class, but, not classy. He's a bit nicer operator than him. Yeah. Bellend. Another Bellend. He'll probably sack at the end of the season. Ain't Nori. I didn't want to see him on the team sheet. Don't like it. I think it's a bit of a wet. But by and large, he's really good. Apart from two things. One thing, which I bring up in every video, every time I talk about him. He runs forward, pretends he's injured because he can't run back. Did in the first half. Bombed forward, went down, realised there was no free kick, and then sort of hobbled back in the end. Luckily, it didn't come to anything. But I'm sick to death of him pretending he's injured. Get on with it. Get up. But yeah, other than that, really good. And that shot in the second half of the death. Of all the things to do, don't do that. Don't give it to the goalkeeper. Don't kick it at the goalkeeper. Pass it to someone. Run to the corner flag or score. Whatever you do not do that. And he did it. I want to shoot him. Honestly, I want to fire him out of a cannon. Oh, scream it. Oh, God. But, all's well that ends well. All's well that ends well. Bernardo Silva in midfield. Again, where I like to see him these days. I mean, just before we start, it's all right. Why is it accepted that he's just walking out the door as a free transfer? Why? What? Change his mind. Give him a big bag of money. Give him a big bag of food for these dogs. Whatever it happens to be. Just sort it out. We can't let him walk out the door. Now, yes, I am probably a little bit emotional at the moment and love the guy. But in reality, we need it. We haven't got any midfield. Rodri, O'Reilly, let's say we buy Elliot Anderson. Coventry should walk out the door. There's no guarantee. There's no guarantee that we're gonna have enough midfield players next season. So I think we need to keep it one way or the other. But yeah, it was superb all over the pitch. The foul on Wirtz at the end was a masterpiece. He knew that we booked all games. I thought, fuck it, I'm doing you. And they hate him. Because seeing in Liverpool content the last, since this time, they hate him. And good. I'm glad they hate him. Because we don't have many players like that over the years where people hate, but he's good. That performance, he's everywhere, wasn't he? He could dribble, he could score, he could tackle, he can foul, he could do anything. He could play every position on the pitch. He's a City legend as far as I'm concerned. a City legend, and I just hope he stays for one more year, and it will go unnoticed because of the VAR circuit. But it was Bernardo who made the pass for the Turkey shot. It was his flick in the defensive situation that led to that counter attack. So even at the death, he's still got awareness around him and quality to find other people. And his support for Rodri, who I'll come on to now. I thought, again, I don't know why we played like that against United and abandoned Rodri midfield. Because he's not 100%, he's 80% at best, in it. But 80% Rodri is still better than most midfielders in the division, particularly when he's got Bernardo and O'Reilly next to him. I'll come on to O'Reilly in a minute. But yeah, Rodri, he gives the ball a couple of times. Again, don't look 100%, but we've got a problem with him as well, contract-wise. 1 year to go in the summer. What do? Do you keep him or do you let him walk out the door? Do you just make him sign, or do you keep him and let him walk out the door for nothing in 18 months? I wouldn't flog him because we haven't got enough people. We haven't got enough midfield players. So we can't flog him. So that needs sorting. Sharpish. But yeah, very good. On his way back. Hopefully no more setbacks. Pull him during the week, then give him the Salford game off would be my approach. And O'Reilly. I love this guy. And I've got the receipts if you don't believe me. I said on his debut in the Charity Shield, this guy is Patrick Vieira and Rodri rolled into one. And I've seen nothing to change my mind. He was quietly brilliant. They all bang on about Kobe Maino, don't they? Fucking do me a favour. This guy is something else. He didn't take any shit of any of them. He stood up strong, won the ball, some great runs, good passing. In a midfield full of internationals, I thought he stood out. And I don't think there's any much higher praise you can say than that, really. I think there aren't many people his age in this division who could play two different positions as well as he can. There's one, going back to Kobe Maino, we can't play number 6, you can't play number 10, you can only play here, he'll play there. You're getting where you fit in, mate. And he fits in everywhere. And he's going to be England's left back. He might be England's midfielder if he carries on like that. Superb. Again, give him the Fulham game and give him the Salford day off because he started looking a bit faded in the last few weeks. Back to his best yesterday, and keep it going. Talking to people who probably need a day off soon. Semenyo, he's playing all the time, but we need him. And I don't want to compare him to Savio, but I will. He is everything Savio isn't. And I know he's a little bit older, but maybe, Semenyo was playing at Bath City or Reading when he was Semenyo's age. But he's got a good shot on him. I mean, should he score with straight Allison? I don't know. That created a counter-attack they nearly scored from, but I'm not blaming him for that. His running power's strong, good in the air, holds the ball up, and is just a great presence up front to complement Haaland. The guy's mint. And again, whatever we paid for him is worth it, innit? He's worth it. Premier League prover, big, strong boy, knows where the net is, and he's great for sort of counter-attacks, long balls. I noticed that when we signed him, watched him a couple of games against Chelsea and someone else, and United actually, United, Chelsea, blindingly obvious that he's a threat in the air from a hold-up perspective. He was all over Luke Shaw, all over someone else. But what I haven't seen him do any long throws yet. He'll do them for Bournemouth. So that'd be interesting to see if we do take that approach at some point further in the season. Something to look out for. On my Mamouche, was he a surprise pick? I don't think he was a surprise pick. I don't think so. I want him to start. I just didn't know when or for who. But he started. I thought it was just what we needed, particularly in that first half. Closing people down, winning a ball, a threat, quick, nippy, busy. Everything that Haaland isn't. It's not criticism necessarily Haaland, just a different player. I didn't give them a moment's peace. He just needs to be a bit stronger, as I mentioned a little bit earlier. He needs to be a little bit stronger because you don't get them fouls. You might get them in Germany. I fucking doubt you can get them there, to be honest. But yeah, a bit stronger. The Allison thing, I'm not criticising someone for not risking their life. we saw what happened with Kusanov when you put your head somewhere where people are putting their knees. So I'm not criticising for that, although I'd have liked him to have done it, but let's put that to one side. But yeah, I think very good performance. I know what I see him against Fulham and all. Play him against Fulham, play him against Salford, and then we can give the big man a rest. We'll come on to him now. Half time, I text my mate saying, that was a great first half performance. All we need is a decent striker. All we needed was a decent striker. If we had Aguero playing, we'd be winning. All the rest of it, all the greatest hits were coming out. A few cans by then, so all the greatest hits were coming out. But second half, I want him to do a bit more. He looked a bit slow in the first. I know Neville was banging on about it. Neville does like to bang on about it, but I thought he was right. I thought a couple of times slow on the turn, a bit slow to control the ball, a bit slow to get his pass away, particularly for Marmoush for the offside. His opportunity that was offside. Marmoush missed anyway. So, yeah, I want him to do a bit more. But the history books say assist and goal. That'll do for me. That header, I thought, for Bernardo was perfect because he has some criticism for not being good in the air. But that cushion down header was perfect. And the penalty. That is why you get the money. That's why you get the dough in it. Because there aren't many people. I was convinced he was going to miss. What do I know? Superb penalty. I think he showed leadership. It was a bit daft to pull Szoboszlai back when the ball's going anyway. That was an angle that no one spoke about. Probably a good reason. Szoboszlai deserved to fucking pull it down. But the rest should let me go. Staunton. Simple as that. But yeah, that's it. Do that again. Do that again. Bit more room for the first half, but do that again. And I thought it was superb in that second half. Money time players step up. We'll come on to the subs. Because I thought from the subs coming on to our goal, I don't think they had much of an impact. Diaz come in for Kusanov. Again, in fortunate circumstances for Kusanov to go up. I thought it was a good sub from leadership, some experience. Kusanov's played an awful lot. So, and you don't want to take him off, do you, with 20 minutes ago? That shows a bit of fear. But for him to come off, I thought it was, whilst, like I said, the circumstances were horrific, I thought it was a good sub. When Cherky come on, his work rate, would I take him Marmoush off for starters? Probably not. But we took him off. And I thought Cherky was quiet. I don't think he had an impact up until the goal. But he must have done something. But what do I know? But he want a bit more from him. I think this has been a bit of a trend, hasn't it? In difficult away games. He gets swallowed up. When he coming against United, I thought he was terrible. He coming against United. Newcastle away was anonymous. So, yeah, I think something needs to happen for him to improve away game. But, that's a marginal thing because overall I think he's been pretty good. His numbers speak volumes. Go and ask Florian Wirtz about playing in the Premier League in your first season. And I think if you compare Cherky to him, again, for what? A third of the price? Yeah, I mean, come on. Imagine if that was the other way around. I know Wirtz has got a lot of stick, but imagine we buy someone for 100 million quid and he does fuck all. And they buy Cherky for peanuts and he's scoring goals and setting up left, right and centre. How do you think that coverage would have found itself? And then us be sixth whilst we're at it. It'd be Pep out all over again. And talking to Pep out, sorry, I'm not going to talk about Ake. He come on. I shit myself when he come on. Honestly, I thought he'd been seen far too many crimes this season. He's the last person we need to come on. But he won a few headers. Steady Eddie. Thank you very much. You're part of a historic victory. Thank you very much. Thank you, Nathan Ake. Talking to Pep out, we'll just wrap up with that. That's it, isn't it? He's won at Anfield. Double obby, Liverpool. That's it. Monkey off his back. He's off. Is he? Fuck. Jesus Christ. It does not smell like he's going at the end of the season, does it? I know people are saying he's off. And replacements. They're replacements. Jesus Christ. Have you heard who apparently replacing him? Maresca. Some gobshite bellend. Fucking no chance. Who's wildly underqualified. No chance. Fabregas. Well, I don't watch Como. If you do, good luck to you. And De Zerbi. I don't care how good he's doing with a team of wrong'uns at Marseille. He is not going to be his next manager. I'm also working on the basis that Pep isn't going to shaft everyone he's been working with for 10 years. I think he'll give us a good run up to his end date, which will probably be his contract at the end of the season, because it is not easy to replace managers. Look at United, and that's probably a bad example, but replaced Ten Hag with Amarin, then has to replace him with the caretaker. Celtic replaced Brendan Rodgers with Martin O'Neill, then replaced Martin O'Neill with Martin O'Neill. Less, a few weeks of a failed experiment. It's a tough thing to do. It's a tough thing to do, replacing your manager, particularly in a World Cup year. So I don't think it's going to happen. And it's for that reason I think United will give the job to Carrick, as it turns out. Oh, they're getting carried away, aren't they? He'll sign his contract on the halfway line as that fucking Wally's getting his hair cut at the same time. So they'll run away with themselves. They'll give Carrick that new contract. But yeah, replacing Pep's not going to be easy. And, talk about Luis Enrique, good luck trying to get someone out of Paris who they don't want rid of. Talk about company, again, good luck getting someone out of Bayern Munich who they don't want rid of. So it's going to be very, very difficult. But what do I know? But I am more than convinced that De Zerbi or Maresca will not be in the City dugout next season. That's my prediction. I know my predictions have gone horrendously wrong. Talking about beat United, beating Chelsea, all the rest of it. But I did predict we'd win today. Sorry, yesterday. I said before the game, we're so close to being so good. And today is the day. Today's the day comes. That was my pre-match prediction, and it came to pass, didn't it? Yeah, it was. I thought we were exceptional. And if we carry on like this, we're going to win the league. And if we don't win it this year, here's another prediction. And if I'm still doing these videos in 12 months' time, you can pull me up on it. We will run away with it next season. We will run away with it next season. I am telling you now. No ifs, no buts. We'll be champions by this time next year. Champions in February. Who's going to beat us? Look at him. Look who's in net. Look at the defence when it's fit. Look at the midfield. Look up front. There's fucking no one anywhere near us. No one anywhere near us. So that's it. We're going to win the league. Might win the league this year, but definitely next year is my view. So we'll leave it there. Thank you for joining. It's been a bit of a long and winding one, but that's what happens when you drink a bottle of Cremant and 10 cans of Estrella Galicia. These things happen. So thank you again. Thanks for joining, and please like and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. I'll be back for a Fulham preview, so hit the notification bell so you know when that's out. I don't work on a schedule because I'm extremely busy in my real life. So it'll be out when it's out, but it should be out Wednesday morning, with a bit of luck. And then we'll take it from there, onwards and upwards. So yeah, thank you for joining. Please share on your social media platforms, if you'd be so kind. And I'll see you for the next one on Wednesday. Take care.